You're listening to the 12 Labors of a Cyber Startup, part of the B-Cyber 2026 initiative under Track 2, the United Shield. My name is Gontie and I have teamed up with Mustapha Annouh, CEO and co-founder of Shield AI, and Lars Veelaert, CEO of XFA. We continue with Labor 2, Reality Check, as we will discuss market validation, adapting assumptions, learning from customers, and overcoming founder attachment to initial IDs. Mustapha, starting off with you, when did you realize that the first version of the ID needed to change somehow?
So the reality check was very, very fast when I exposed the ID. Some people would say it exists already, or I don't see the potential, etc. Sometimes investors they have nothing to do with cybersecurity would ask me why I do not use blockchain, which is completely different. It's a different subject. So the reality check was quite strong, but it's instead of demotivating, it pushed me to rethink systematically what we wanted absolutely to put on the end of our customers. At a certain point, you need to accept that what you have in mind is not perfect. But at a certain moment, you will see that rejection going down, and this is where you know that you have a market to take.
Lars, what did you learn from customers or partners?
It was really clear that the problem that we're solving was a clear problem. The way that we're solving it solves it. I think indeed it's that the devil is in the details. It all looks very simple from the beginning. Oh, this is what we should do. Oh, we'll get this done in 3 months and then we'll sell it. And the reality is that there is a reason why nobody did this. And this is actually a positive thing. If you talk to investors, is they want that it's difficult to make it. It's difficult to fix it because it also gives you an advantage if you understand the problem really well, etc. Every time you look at your product, especially during a customer call, you spot yourself the improvements that you could make.
Yep. I would say, as an analogy, we are like fishing boats. You know, the fishing boats, small ones, that could navigate very quickly in a different direction versus the big boat that they have a direction, and just to change, they usually take long, or even sometimes like the Titanic, they just fail. I think the ability of the small startups is to readapt itself very quickly.
What would be the biggest myth about a startup?
You both introduce us as the CEO and whatever, and people think it's really fancy. People think it's really, we just sit in chairs all day or talk all day and just have ideas and then shout them in the room. And we try to, in our hiring, I think we also try to do that, is like, it's execution. And there's like 1% of like strategies and ideas. And strategies and ideas is usually like when driving to work or like in idle times, and then just quickly texting your co-founders, probably with a lot of typos. Oh, this is a new idea. And then that's how decisions and strategies change. It's like the biggest misconception is like, you know, it's not going to be you have an idea and then you just get the microphone every day in your face and then you can just talk about it. And it's always interesting to talk to founders just after the stage that you're in and the one before. They always ask me like, yeah, what tips do you have? And I'm like, whatever you're doing now, try it with Claude, with Lovable, just go for it. There's no excuse, oh, I'm not technical, oh, I can't do sales. It's just relentless execution, and that's one of the biggest things that we learn as well.
Yeah, that's true.
How do you relate to that?
I 100% agree on what Lars mentioned. I'm not driving a 911 to go to a fancy restaurant every day. Actually, there's no weekends, there's no holidays for the last 2 years or even 3 years. Even traveling, you're thinking, oh, this could be a good idea for whatever development you have ongoing. Is it worth it? I guess, like Lars, if we are still going on, we see that there is more benefits than failures. Yep. And I think that this is actually the most important, the concept of accomplishment. We look for the extra mile, which is creating something out of nothing. All that means a commitment to your ideas, sacrifices from family perspective, financially as well. But it's a long, long marathon. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
A lot of people out there thinking or imagining you guys are flying private planes and so on.
Oh, we do.
Let's talk about reality checks, things you bumped into in the beginning, the harsh, brutal reality. Any stories on that, Lars?
There is this moment that you'll get into the real crux of sales and enterprise, and I think that's extremely difficult to get right. And that was a reality check that myself I also had to realize I need to train myself in doing sales, a role that I traditionally, or I would say, position or type of person traditionally I would avoid, or like for my previous role I would say no, I don't want to talk to salespeople. And I think that was one of the biggest reality checks of it's realizing that is really a much more in-depth job and a much more challenging job.
I agree with what Lars mentioned. It's super important to master the art of sales. I'm a techie originally, but I'm training myself. I look Shark Tanks regularly to see how people sell their ideas. You have 1 minute to explain what you do. You have 1 hour to explain what you do. You have conferences to not talk about your product, but talk about the concepts behind. And it's fantastic, but it's something you have to train on a daily basis. And even the art of selling is, as we said in French, geometry variable. So it depends on the context that you will have in front of you. But that's indeed, Lars, you're right. It's super important.
Thank you for your contributions, Mustapha and Lars. This concludes Labor 2 on the reality check. Stay tuned for Labor 3, the first build the MVP without trying to build the universe. Thank you for listening.